The year was 2138 when humanity's long search for other intelligent life finally ended. The massive ship appeared suddenly near Jupiter, its hull shimmering with colors humans had never seen before. Earth's governments scrambled to respond, sending their best diplomats and scientists to meet the visitors. Dr. Alan Wright watched through the viewport as their shuttle approached the alien vessel. His heart pounded in his chest. Next to him, Commander Lisa Blackwell remained calm, her military training evident in her steady breathing. "Do you think they're peaceful?" Alan whispered, adjusting his glasses. Lisa kept her eyes forward. "Let's hope so. We're certainly not prepared if they aren't." The shuttle docked with a gentle thud. When the airlock opened, they faced beings unlike anything humans had imagined. The tallest aliens had blue skin that seemed to shimmer with tiny lights beneath the surface. Others were shorter with 4 arms and golden eyes that blinked sideways. "Welcome," said one of the blue aliens in perfect English. "I am Ambassador Zaltek of the Xenovian people. We represent the Galactic Confederation." The human team stepped forward cautiously. Alan cleared his throat. "I'm Dr. Alan Wright. We come on behalf of Earth." The alien smiled, or at least Alan thought it was a smile. "We have been observing your world for some time. Your species has finally reached a development stage where contact is permitted." Over the next few days, the humans learned about the Galactic Confederation. 27 species from different star systems had joined together centuries ago. The Xenovians, with their 1,000-year lifespans, held the most influence. The bird-like Tulari controlled most trade routes. Each species had found its place in the cosmic community. Back on Earth, people celebrated in the streets. News channels showed nothing but the alien visitors. Children drew pictures of the blue Xenovians and the 4-armed Tulari. Companies rushed to create toys and T-shirts with alien faces. 6 weeks after first contact, the United Earth Coalition formed. For the first time, Earth's nations truly united under one banner. Old enemies signed peace treaties. Resources previously used for wars were redirected to space programs. Commander Lisa Blackwell was promoted to lead Earth's new diplomatic security team. She stood watch as human representatives met with alien diplomats in the newly built Galactic Embassy in Geneva. The Confederation welcomes humanity's enthusiasm. Ambassador Zaltek announced at the formal ceremony. "We look forward to guiding your species toward a brighter future among the stars." Dr. Alan Wright became the chief scientific liaison. He spent countless hours learning about alien technologies that seemed like magic. The Xenovians could heal almost any disease. The Tulari had ships that could travel between stars in days instead of years. "When will we learn to build these technologies ourselves?" Alan asked during a tour of a Xenovian medical ship. The alien doctor patted his shoulder. "In time, human. Your species is still young. These advances took us centuries to perfect." 3 months after first contact, the Confederation offered Earth membership as a developing world. Many Earth leaders eagerly accepted. A few, like General Frank Dawson, voiced concerns. "They're treating us like children," he said during a private meeting with Lisa. "Have you noticed how they avoid answering direct questions about their defense systems?" Lisa nodded slowly. "I've noticed many things. They're careful about what technology they show us, always talking about how we're not ready." Meanwhile, everyday life on Earth changed rapidly. Alien visitors became common in major cities. Human scientists worked alongside Confederation researchers, though humans were rarely given access to the most advanced labs. By the end of the first year, Earth had established regular trade with 5 alien worlds. Exotic materials arrived on Earth, while human art and music became surprisingly popular among certain alien species. "They find our creativity fascinating," Alan told Lisa over coffee one evening. The Tulari ambassador said humans think in ways their species doesn't understand. Lisa sipped her drink thoughtfully. "That might be the only advantage we have right now." Neither of them knew then how important that advantage would become in the years ahead. For now, humanity celebrated its new place in the cosmos, unaware of the true nature of the Galactic Confederation's plans for Earth. 3 years after first contact, the initial excitement had faded. Dr. Alan Wright sat in yet another meeting with Cenovian scientists, trying to hide his frustration. The blue-skinned aliens were explaining, again, why humans couldn't access certain technological information. The molecular restructuring process is simply beyond current human understanding, said Chief Scientist Velmax. Your brains have not evolved the necessary cognitive pathways. Alan forced a polite smile. We've made remarkable progress with the limited information you've shared. Our team has already improved the efficiency of the medical scanners by 15%. The Cenovian blinked slowly. A happy accident, I'm sure, though quite primitive compared to our standards. After the meeting, Alan met Commander Lisa Blackwell in the embassy garden. The plants here were from a dozen different worlds, creating strange color combinations under Earth's sun. Another day of being patted on the head? Lisa asked. Alan nodded. They showed me technology that could end all disease on Earth, then told me humans wouldn't be ready to learn about it for at least a century. Lisa lowered her voice. The trade agreement with the Tulari was finalized yesterday. We're giving them access to all our freshwater reserves in North America in exchange for basic ship components we could probably build ourselves if they'd just explain how their engines work. The pattern had become clear over the years. The Confederation species treated humans like clever pets. They praised Earth's art, music, and creativity, while restricting access to anything that might advance human technology. Trade agreements always seemed to benefit the aliens more than Earth. At the Galactic Embassy in Geneva, Earth Ambassador Kevin Daniels prepared for another council meeting. His aide, Maria Lopez, arranged his notes. The colony application was rejected again, she told him. They said the Mars project doesn't meet Confederation safety standards. Kevin sighed. That's the third rejection. We've addressed every concern they raised last time. They've added new requirements, Maria said. The Belizeans are suggesting that humans should demonstrate greater cosmic maturity before establishing off-world colonies. In space, aboard the Confederation diplomatic vessel, Lisa Blackwell escorted a group of human scientists. They passed a group of tall, insect-like aliens who clicked their mandibles in what Lisa had learned was laughter. The humans want to see the engine room, one of them said in their own language, not realizing Lisa had studied their speech, as if they could understand it. Their ships still use chemical propulsion, another replied, like children playing with toys. Lisa kept her face neutral, but her hand tightened on her datapad. Back on Earth, Alan attended a secret meeting in an underground facility in Colorado. General Frank Dawson had gathered trusted scientists and military personnel. We've been patient, the general said. We've played by their rules. But it's been 3 years, and we're still being treated like backward children. The Confederation has established outposts on Venus and Titan without even consulting Earth governments, said Defense Secretary Alicia Grant. When we question them, they talk about security concerns and developmental oversight. Alan shared his most recent findings. They're not just restricting technology. They're actively discouraging other species from dealing directly with humans. Every interaction is managed through Confederation oversight. A young engineer named Steve Garcia stepped forward. I've been studying the alien tech they've allowed us to see. There's something important you should know. Their systems aren't as advanced as they want us to believe. I think they're deliberately showing us outdated technology. General Dawson nodded. That matches our intelligence. We believe some Confederation species fear human potential. They've seen how quickly we adapt and improve upon concepts once we understand them. The meeting concluded with a new directive. Earth would play along publicly while secretly developing its own advanced technologies. On the far side of the moon, hidden from both Earth and alien observation, construction began on a research facility codenamed Prometheus. Here, humanity's brightest minds would work without Confederation oversight. Meanwhile, Lisa attended a Confederation cultural exchange. A Cenovian diplomat approached her with a drink. "Your species adapts so quickly," he said, his tone both admiring and concerned. "In a few centuries, you might even be ready for full Confederation membership." Lisa smiled pleasantly. "We're very patient," she replied. The Europa research station gleamed against the icy moon's surface. 5 years after first contact, humans had finally established their first off-world colony, despite numerous Confederation objections. Dr. Eric Foster led the research team drilling into Europa's thick ice shell, searching for the liquid ocean beneath. "The sensors are picking up unusual energy readings," Eric told his assistant, Kate Williams. "Nothing like we've seen before." Kate adjusted the drilling equipment. "Should we notify Earth Command?" "Not yet. Let's gather more data first." Eric had learned to be cautious about sharing discoveries. The Confederation had a habit of suddenly becoming interested in anything valuable humans found. 3 kilometers below, the drill broke through to the subsurface ocean. The energy readings spiked dramatically. Whatever was causing them lay hidden in the dark waters of Europa. 2 days later, a Confederation ship arrived unannounced. Ambassador Zaltek of the Kazanovians requested an immediate meeting with the station's commander. "We've detected unusual activity in this region," the blue-skinned alien said smoothly. "The Confederation has concerns about potential hazards." Station Commander John Peterson stood his ground. "This is a human research station on a moon in our own solar system. We've followed all safety protocols." The ambassador's skin pulsed with subtle lights. "The Confederation has determined that temporary oversight is necessary. For your own protection, of course." Eric and his team were ordered to share all data about their discovery. When they hesitated, more Confederation ships arrived. The Tulare and Belizeans sent their own representatives. "Whatever you found down there has them spooked," Lisa Blackwell told Eric during a secure communication. She had been promoted to security director for Earth's off-world operations. "The Prometheus team says the energy signature you discovered might be similar to something they've been working on." Before Eric could respond, alarms blared through the station. Confederation peacekeepers were forcing their way into the research section. "They're trying to access our core samples and data storage," Kate reported, sealing the laboratory doors. Eric sent an emergency message to Earth. "We're being raided by Confederation forces. They want something we found in Europa's ocean." The 17 researchers barricaded themselves in the main laboratory. Outside, armored Belizean troops demanded entry. Commander Peterson attempted to negotiate, but the aliens' patience quickly ran out. "This is your final warning," the Belizean commander announced. "Surrender the research facility, or we will use force." The humans refused to yield. The Belizeans breached the doors with energy weapons that melted through the metal. In the chaos that followed, oxygen lines were damaged. Fire spread quickly through the station's confined spaces. Eric and 3 other scientists made a desperate attempt to save their research data, downloading it to a secure drive. As smoke filled the laboratory, Kate sealed the precious samples in a special container. "Get this to Earth," she told Eric, pushing the container into his hands before collapsing from smoke inhalation. By the time the Confederation forces controlled the situation, the damage was done. 17 humans, including Dr. Eric Foster and Kate Williams, had died. The station's life support systems were critically damaged. On Earth, the news of the Europa incident spread like wildfire. Crowds gathered outside Confederation embassies, demanding answers. Ambassador Kevin Daniels formally protested the attack to the Galactic Council. The Confederation's response was swift but unsatisfying. "A regrettable miscommunication occurred," their official statement read. "The unfortunate loss of life resulted from human failure to comply with safety protocols." General Frank Dawson slammed his fist on the table during an emergency meeting of Earth's Defense Council. "They murdered our people over something they found in Europa's ocean." Lisa Blackwell shared the data she had received before communications were cut. Whatever Dr. Foster discovered, the Confederation wanted it badly enough to kill for it, and they're calling it a miscommunication. In the secret Prometheus facility on the far side of the moon, Scientists worked frantically to understand the partial data transmitted from Europa before the attack. One thing was becoming clear. Humanity had stumbled upon something the Confederation didn't want them to have. "They're not mentors," Alan Wright said quietly. "They're gatekeepers." 6 months after the Europa incident, Earth's leaders were still fighting for justice. Director Marcus Green of the United Earth Coalition stood before the Confederation Council on their central world, a planet humans called Nexus. Around him sat representatives from 27 alien species, many looking down at him from raised platforms. "The deaths of 17 humans on Europa remains unaddressed," Marcus said firmly. "We demand a full investigation." The Xenovian Council leader, Vornal, waved a long-fingered hand dismissively. "This matter has been settled. The human facility failed to meet safety standards. The peacekeepers acted to prevent a greater disaster. We have evidence that your forces deliberately damaged life support systems," Marcus countered. The Belizean representative clicked his mandibles. "Human equipment is notoriously fragile. Perhaps your species should focus on improving your technology before venturing into space." Several alien representatives laughed. Marcus felt his face grow hot, but he maintained his composure. This was the 5th time he had brought the Europa incident before the Council. Each time, they used procedural rules to avoid real discussion. Later, in the diplomatic quarters, Vice Director Olivia Summers reviewed recordings of private conversations between alien representatives. The Prometheus team had developed tiny listening devices that could bypass Confederation security. "They're deliberately stalling us," she told Marcus when he returned. "Listen to this." She played a recording of 2 Tulare diplomats speaking in their native language. "The humans must not be allowed to develop the Europa energy source. The Xenovian elders are concerned about their rate of advancement." Marcus frowned. "So this was never about safety protocols. They're actively working to keep us from advancing." "There's more," Olivia said. "Several species have formed what they call the Human Management Committee. They're coordinating efforts to control our development while extracting Earth's resources." Back on Earth, engineer Carol Martinez worked in a hidden laboratory beneath the Arizona desert. The facility was shielded from Confederation scanning technology. Here, humans studied alien technology that had been smuggled from various Confederation ships and facilities. "Their power systems aren't as advanced as they claim," Carol told her team as they examined a Xenovian energy core. "They've been showing us outdated technology, while keeping the real advancements hidden." Carol had made a breakthrough. By combining human innovation with what they had learned from alien tech, she had developed a power system more efficient than anything the Confederation had shown them. Her team worked day and night, knowing they were in a race against time. In Geneva, Ambassador Kevin Daniels received troubling news. The Confederation was imposing new restrictions on human space travel, citing concerns about human readiness for deep space exploration. "This is just another excuse to keep us contained," Kevin told Lisa Blackwell during a secure meeting. "They're tightening their control after Europa." Lisa nodded grimly. "Our intelligence suggests they're establishing more outposts in our solar system without permission. Saturn's moons now have 3 Confederation bases." Across Earth, humans grew increasingly frustrated with Confederation restrictions. Protests became common outside alien embassies. The initial excitement of contact had been replaced by suspicion and resentment. In the Prometheus facility, Alan Wright made an important discovery. The partial data from Europa revealed an energy signature similar to something the ancient Xenovian texts called void energy, a power source the Confederation claimed was theoretical and centuries beyond human understanding. "They lied to us," Alan told General Dawson. "This technology isn't beyond our understanding. It's something they want to keep for themselves." The general studied the reports. "How long until we can replicate it?" "With Carol's breakthroughs in power systems, maybe a year, but we need more resources and people we can trust." On Nexus, Marcus and Olivia prepared to return to Earth after another failed diplomatic mission. A Xenovian aide approached them quietly in a corridor. "Not all of us agree with the Council's treatment of humans," the aide whispered. "Some of us believe your species has great potential. Be careful. The Belizeans are planning something regarding your home system." Before Marcus could ask more questions, the aide quickly walked away. On the journey back to Earth, Marcus and Olivia discussed what they had learned. The diplomatic game was rigged against humanity, but now they knew for certain that not all alien species viewed humans as inferior. "We need to prepare," Marcus said quietly. "Something tells me our patience is going to be tested even further." 7 years after first contact, humanity faced its greatest challenge yet. The Belizean fleet entered Earth's solar system without warning or permission. 10 massive warships positioned themselves in orbit around Earth's moon. Ambassador Graxall, the head of the Belizean forces, requested an immediate meeting with Earth's leaders. His insect-like form towered over the humans in the Geneva conference room. "The Confederation has determined that your moon is needed for a strategic outpost," Graxall announced without preamble. "All human lunar facilities must be evacuated within 1 Earth year." Director Marcus Green kept his expression neutral despite his shock. "The moon is Earth's natural satellite. It belongs to humanity." Graxall's mandibles clicked in what humans had learned was amusement. Belongs. No celestial body belongs to a developing species. The Confederation manages cosmic resources for the benefit of all advanced civilizations. "There are over 50,000 humans living and working on the moon," Marcus argued. "Our largest off-world settlement is there." The Belizean ambassador's compound eyes showed no emotion. "They will be relocated to Earth. The Confederation will provide assistance for the transition." After the Belizean left, Marcus called an emergency meeting of Earth's Defense Council. General Paul Hernandez slammed his fist on the table when he heard the news. "First Europa, now the moon. Where does it end?" the general demanded. "We cannot allow this." Vice Director Olivia Summers shared the latest intelligence. "Our sources inside the Confederation suggest this is a test. The Belizeans are pushing to see how we'll respond. If we surrender the moon without resistance, they'll target Mars next." Ambassador Taylor Rivera, who had replaced Kevin Daniels, spoke carefully. "We should continue diplomatic efforts while preparing for other options. The Kexenovians and Tulare are not as aggressive as the Belizeans. We might find allies among them." General Hernandez shook his head. "Diplomacy has failed us repeatedly. It's time we showed them what humans are capable of." Deep beneath the lunar surface, far from the official human settlements, the secret military base called Artemis had been operating for 3 years. Here, General Hernandez had gathered Earth's best military minds. They had been preparing for this day. Colonel Diane Murphy led the Lunar Defense Force. "The Belizeans don't know about our hidden facilities. They think our lunar presence consists only of the official research stations and civilian habitats." In Arizona, Carol Martinez had completed her most important project. Her team had successfully developed advanced propulsion and weapons systems by combining human innovation with reverse-engineered alien technology. These systems were being secretly installed on ships built in hidden facilities throughout the solar system. "The Void Energy Stabilizer is working better than expected," Carol reported to Alan Wright. "We've achieved power levels that should match or exceed Belizean capabilities." Alan looked impressed. "They still think we're using basic fusion reactors. They have no idea what we've accomplished." On Earth, protesters filled the streets of major cities. People carried signs demanding the Confederation respect human sovereignty. News channels debated whether humanity should stand against the Belizeans or surrender the moon to avoid conflict. Director Green addressed the world in a carefully worded speech. "We are engaged in serious discussions with the Confederation regarding their request. We remain committed to peaceful cooperation while protecting humanity's interests." What he didn't say publicly was that Earth had been preparing for this moment for years. After the Europa incident, human leaders had realized that the Confederation would never treat them as equals. They had to be ready to defend themselves. Ambassador Taylor Rivera continued attending diplomatic functions with a pleasant smile. She engaged in discussions about cultural exchange and trade agreements as if nothing had changed. Meanwhile, Earth's secret fleet grew in hidden shipyards among the asteroids and behind the gas giants. General Hernandez inspected the latest additions to Earth's defense forces, sleek ships with technology the aliens believed impossible for humans to develop, weapons designed specifically to counter belligerent defenses. How much longer do we play this diplomatic game? He asked Director Green during a secure call. Marcus looked tired but determined. Ambassador Rivera needs time to identify potential allies within the Confederation, and Carol's team needs another month to complete the shield upgrades. The general nodded. 1 month, then. After that, the Belizeans will learn that taking humanity's moon is not as simple as they think. 18 months had passed since the Belizean ultimatum. Earth appeared to be cooperating on the surface. Some lunar facilities had been evacuated, mostly those visible to alien observation. Ambassador Taylor Rivera attended Confederation meetings with a respectful attitude, occasionally requesting extensions and small concessions. The humans are finally learning their place, Ambassador Graxall told the Confederation Council. They understand resistance is pointless. The Belizeans had already begun construction on parts of the lunar surface, building what they called defensive installations. More of their ships arrived each month. The Xenovians and Tulare watched with interest, but offered no help to Earth. Behind this facade of compliance, humanity worked tirelessly. In an asteroid base, hidden in the belt between Mars and Jupiter, Dr. Samantha Collins led a team developing shield technology unlike anything the Confederation had seen. The key was in the Europa data, she explained to Director Green during his inspection. What Dr. Foster discovered wasn't just an energy source, it was a way to manipulate space itself on a quantum level. Samantha activated a small device on her workbench. A shimmering field appeared around it, distorting the light. This shield doesn't just block energy, it redirects it. Belizean weapons will be practically useless against our ships. In another hidden facility on Neptune's moon Triton, engineer Jason Rodriguez put the finishing touches on a new propulsion system. The frozen moon was so distant and inhospitable that the Confederation rarely bothered to monitor it. We've completed installation on the last 20 ships, Jason reported to General Hernandez via secure communication. The Martinez Rodriguez drive is ready. Our vessels can now outmaneuver anything the Belizeans have. The general nodded approvingly. How many ships are combat ready? 117, Jason replied, all equipped with the Collins shield technology and our new weapons systems. Across the solar system, humans prepared in silence. The asteroid belt concealed shipyards building vessels that could match Confederation technology. Gas giant moons hid training facilities where pilots learned to use the new systems. Deep lunar caverns housed weapons that could strike targets in orbit with pinpoint accuracy. All of this remained invisible to alien eyes. The Confederation's arrogance had become humanity's advantage. They never bothered to look closely at the places they considered too primitive or hostile for important work. On Earth, people continued their daily lives. Though with a growing tension, many had been quietly relocated from coastal cities to inland areas under the guise of environmental protection programs. Strategic industries had been hardened against potential attacks or moved underground. In Geneva, Ambassador Rivera met with a Xenovian diplomat she had cultivated as a potential ally. My people are concerned about Belizean expansion, the Xenovian admitted quietly. Their aggression toward Earth may be a test case for larger ambitions. Taylor carefully recorded this information. Not all Confederation species approved of how humans were being treated. These divisions could be useful in the coming conflict. Director Green reviewed the final preparations with his inner circle. Vice Director Summers had compiled a detailed analysis of Confederation battle tactics based on historical records they had accessed. They rely heavily on overwhelming force and superior technology, Olivia explained. They've never faced an enemy who could match their capabilities. Their actual battle experience is limited. Carol Martinez added, Their ships are powerful but predictable. They haven't innovated in centuries because they haven't needed to. In orbit around Jupiter, hidden in the shadow of its largest moon Ganymede, the command ship Defiance completed its final systems check. Admiral Linda Patel addressed her crew. For 7 years, we've watched the Confederation underestimate humanity. They believe us primitive, obedient, and weak. When the time comes, they will learn how wrong they've been. The deadline for lunar evacuation was approaching. Belligerent forces had grown impatient with what they saw as human delays. Ambassador Graxel issued a final warning to Earth's leaders. Complete the evacuation within 30 days, or we will remove your people by force. Director Green responded with a request for a high-level meeting to discuss transition details. The Belizeans agreed, believing humans were simply negotiating better terms of surrender. General Hernandez positioned his forces quietly. Ships moved into holding positions behind moons and asteroids throughout the solar system. Ground-based weapons on the lunar surface remained powered down but ready. How much longer must we pretend weakness? The general asked Director Green. The day everything changed began like any other. Director Marcus Green prepared for what would likely be his final diplomatic meeting with the Confederation Council. The Xenovian High Council had called an emergency session to discuss the Earth situation. Marcus sat alone at the center of the Grand Council chamber on Nexus. The alien representatives looked down at him from their elevated positions. The Xenovian High Elder, Zextor, spoke first. After careful consideration, the Confederation has made a decision regarding Earth. Due to concerning patterns of behavior and unpredictable development, Earth is now classified as a protectorate world. Marcus kept his face carefully neutral. What exactly does that mean? It means Earth will no longer have independent status, Zextor explained. The Confederation will directly oversee all human activities, both on Earth and throughout your solar system. This is for your own protection and development. Marcus stood slowly. Earth rejects this classification. We are a sovereign world. The Confederation has no right to remove our independence. The Belizean representative clicked his mandibles loudly. Your acceptance is not required, human. The decision is final. For 7 years, Marcus had played the diplomatic game. He had endured condescension, deception, and outright hostility with patience. In this moment, something finally broke inside him. If the Confederation attempts to enforce this so-called protectorate status, there will be consequences, he said quietly. Laughter rippled through the chamber. The Tulare representative fluttered his wings in amusement. What consequences could Earth possibly impose? Your most advanced weapons would barely damage our smallest ships. Marcus turned to leave the chamber. You've never seen what humans are truly capable of. Pray you never have to. When Marcus returned to his ship, he found all communication with Earth blocked. Confederation vessels surrounded his diplomatic craft. They're not letting us leave, his pilot reported. They say we need to wait for an escort back to the protectorate world. Marcus activated a hidden communication device developed by Carol Martinez. It used the void energy technology to bypass Confederation jamming systems. Green to Earth Command. The final insult has been delivered. The Confederation has declared Earth a protectorate and removed our sovereign status. They are blocking all standard communications. Back on Earth, General Hernandez received the message in the underground command center beneath Geneva. He turned to Vice Director Summers. It's time. Send the signal. Throughout the solar system, hidden human forces receive the activation code they have been waiting for. Ships powered up weapons systems. Ground-based defenses came online. The moment humanity had prepared for had arrived. As Confederation ships moved into position around Earth to establish the blockade, General Hernandez sent a simple message on all Confederation frequencies. You have 24 hours to withdraw all forces from Earth space. On the Belizean command ship, Ambassador Graxol received the message with disbelief. The humans are threatening us? This is absurd. He turned to his communications officer. Inform them that any resistance will be met with immediate force. Their primitive weapons cannot harm our fleet." The Belizean commander added his own message. "Your species has not yet learned its place in the galaxy. Perhaps a demonstration is needed." One of the Belizean ships fired on a small human orbital station, destroying it instantly. They expected surrender. They expected fear. Instead, hidden missile platforms on Earth's moon activated, weapons far more advanced than the Confederation believed humans capable of producing launched toward the Belizean fleet. The first ship was hit before they even realized what was happening. "Impossible," the Belizean commander shouted as his shields registered impacts from weapons that should have been beyond human technology. In the asteroid belt, human ships emerged from hiding. From behind Jupiter's moons, more vessels appeared. The Martinez Rodriguez drives allowed them to move with shocking speed, surrounding the surprised Confederation forces. Admiral Linda Patel's voice broadcast across all frequencies from the command ship Defiance. "This is humanity's response to your ultimatum. We offered peace. We endured insults. We suffered losses. Our patience has reached its end." The Belizean commander's mandibles clicked rapidly in agitation. Where did they get this technology? How did they hide these ships? As the human fleet closed in, the Confederation forces faced a terrible realization. The primitives they had dismissed for 7 years were not primitive at all. And their patience had finally broken. The battle for Earth's solar system lasted just 6 hours. The Confederation forces, caught by surprise, could not match the unexpected power of humanity's secret fleet. Dr. Collins' shield technology rendered Belizean weapons nearly useless. The Martinez Rodriguez drives allowed human ships to move faster than the aliens could track. Admiral Linda Patel directed the battle from the command ship Defiance. "Focus on disabling their engines and weapons. We want to minimize deaths where possible." One by one, the Belizean warships went dark, their systems overloaded by precisely targeted energy pulses. The few ships that attempted to flee were quickly caught by the faster human vessels. Within Earth's orbit, not a single Confederation ship remained operational. On the lunar surface, Colonel Diane Murphy's forces captured the half-completed Belizean base. The alien soldiers surrendered quickly when they realized their superior weapons had no effect on human armor. "Take them to the holding facilities," Murphy ordered. "Remember, they're prisoners of war. Treat them accordingly." News of the battle spread quickly through Confederation space. The Xenovian High Council received the reports with disbelief. How could the humans have developed such technology without our knowledge? High Elder Xextor demanded. They were a primitive species just decades ago. The answer came soon enough. Human ships pushed beyond the solar system for the first time, not for conquest, but to secure humanity's borders. They approached the nearest Confederation outpost, a space station orbiting a distant star. General Hernandez stood on the bridge of the flagship Constitution as they neared the alien station. Hundreds of refugee Confederation ships had fled there after the battle. "Open a channel to all Confederation frequencies," he ordered. His message was broadcast across the galaxy, translated into every Confederation language. "This is General Paul Hernandez of Earth. For 7 years, we sought peaceful cooperation with the Galactic Confederation. For 7 years, we endured condescension, restrictions, and exploitation. We watched as you claimed our resources, blocked our advancement, and killed our people." Across Confederation worlds, aliens gathered around communication devices to hear the humans' words. "Today, humanity demonstrates what you refuse to see. We are not primitive. We are not children to be managed. When you thought we were learning from you, we were studying you. When you thought we were obedient, we were planning. When you thought we were weak, we were building our strength." On Nexus, the Confederation capital, the Council assembled in emergency session. Director Marcus Green had been brought there under guard. Now the aliens watched him with new eyes as Hernandez continued. "We do not seek war or domination. Unlike you, we understand the value of true cooperation between different species. but we will never again allow anyone to treat us as lesser beings. The general paused before delivering his final message. The solar system is now closed to all Confederation vessels except those specifically invited by Earth. Any unauthorized entry will be considered an act of war. Earth is willing to establish new diplomatic relations based on mutual respect and equality. Nothing less will be accepted. As the transmission ended, Marcus stood before the Confederation Council, no longer a supplicant, but an equal. "For years I played your diplomatic games," he told them. "I endured your dismissals and delays because humanity values peace. But as you have now seen, our patience has limits." The Ctenovian High Elder looked shaken. "What do you want from us now, Director Green?" "A new beginning," Marcus replied simply. "Recognition of Earth as a sovereign and equal power. Fair trade agreements. Shared knowledge without restrictions. And accountability for those responsible for the deaths at Europa." Across the galaxy, the message spread rapidly. The once mighty Confederation had been humbled by the very species they had patronized for years. Newer, less powerful alien civilizations watched with interest. Some even sent quiet messages of congratulation to Earth. In the command center beneath Geneva, General Hernandez received the first response from the Confederation Council. They had agreed to all of Earth's terms. The general smiled as he read the message to his officers. They never understood what makes humans special. Not our technology or our strength, but our adaptability, our creativity when faced with challenges. Admiral Patel nodded. "And our patience, until it breaks." Throughout the galaxy, the story spread from world to world. No species would ever forget the moment humanity's patience finally broke, and the day the stars themselves learned that appearances could be deceiving. The humans had entered the galactic stage not as children, but as equals who would never again